indexing using booleans. We'll look at the following boolean vectors. We'll see indexing using AND, OR, and negation or not. Let's first create a simple series object and see how we can do indexing using these booleans. So we'll create a series and save it in a variable called ss. So pd.series. Let's use the range function to create a series. Let's say from -5 to 5. If we call our series object, we have a series from index 0 to 9 with values from -5 all the way to 4. Let's say we want to see only the positive values in our series. How can we do it? We can say we have our series object where our series is greater than 0. We can say that. And that will only show us the positive values. What if we want to see all the values which are less than 0 or greater than 0? How can we do that? We can simply say our series object where our series object is less than 0, so that will be the negative numbers, or this is the symbol for or. It's right above slash, shift forward slash, that's where this or symbol is. So our series object where our series object is less than 0, or where our series object is greater than 0. Let's run this. So this will show us all the positive and negative values. Basically our series object, except when the value is 0. Okay. What if I want to see all the positive numbers? How can we do that? So we can also say our series object where our series object is greater than 0. That's one way. Another way we can do is also where our series object is less than 1, and then we can use the negation sign, right? So if we run this, we'll see all the positive values. Basically it means first it says here where our series object is less than 1, and then this means not. So not less than 1. It's doing the opposite. So this is just to show you an example of how we can use the negation. Okay. Now let's see one example of how we can use AND. So when we use AND, both sides have to be true. Otherwise, we won't get any value. So we can say, let's say our series object where our series object is less than, let's say, -2, and where our series object is less than 1. What do you think we'll get in this case? So both conditions have to be true. If we only do where our series object is less than 2, where our series object is less than -2, we'll get the following: -5, -4, and -3. Whereas if we do where our series object is less than 1, we get -5, -4, -3 up to 0. But if we run both of the conditions together, the result we'll get is -5, -4, and -3, because both of them have to be true. So let's run it. So we get -5, -4, and -3. Okay, so that's the difference between and or. Great. Next, let's see how we can use this Boolean indexing on data frames. So last time we have created a data frame. So if we call our data frame object data frame 1, we have a 10 by 4 data frame. Just to remind you how we did that, this is what we used: index.pd.daterange. We use the date range for our index, and this is our data frame, pd.data frame. We created a 10 by 4 data frame with 4 columns. Let's see our data frame one more time. We have data frame 1. Okay. Let's say we want to see the data frame where the values for A or B is positive. So when the value for A is positive, we will show that row. Or when the value for B is positive, we will only show that row. How can we do that? So we can say data frame 1, where our data frame at column A is greater than 0, is greater than 0. Let's enclose this in a parenthesis. Or our data frame, so this is data frame 1, where our data frame 1 object at column B is greater than 0. Right? So we only want to see all the rows where the value for our column A or B is greater than 0. So let's say the first column, the value for B is greater than 0, so it will show the first column. The value for both A and B is true, so we will see the second column. We won't see this column since the value for both A and B is negative. What else? So we won't see 2 columns, this column and this column. Let's run it. So we'll see 8 columns: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So those 2 columns are excluded. Whereas if we only want to see values where both the values for our columns A and B are greater than 0. So if we use AND, this means both have to be greater than 0. So in that case, we will see this column 1. It looks like we'll only see 1 column. Let's run it. 1 row, I mean. Yep, we only see 1 row. So that's how we can use those Boolean values in our data frame. Let's create another data frame and see some more examples. Hello everyone and welcome back. Let's see some more examples of Boolean indexing. Let's create another data frame. And we'll save this data frame in a variable called data frame. Let's use the dictionary method to create our data frame. So pd.data frame. Then we'll pass a dictionary, key and value combo. Let's say for our first key A, and then for values we'll pass a list of some strings. Let's say 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's create one more. 4. Let's pass another key and value combo. Let's say B. Then for this we'll pass some values. Let's say X,